All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the War Within pre-patch notes hot off the printing press, and there is too many changes to go over in their entirety, but we're going to try to look for some of the highlights for our PvP community. All right, so here we go. Blizzard. Big changes arrive with the introduction of warbands, skywriting, class and system updates, and more with the pre-expansion content update. Take part in the new event, Radiant Echoes, and begin your first steps into the continuing story that will take you to the unexplored depths of Azeroth. So a lot of people have been asking me, what are we doing, Ven? What happens when the season ends? What are we doing? That's a really good question, and we're about to find out. So as far as I know, there's going to be a bunch of class changes. So what I'm excited about is testing out all the new classes, because a lot of classes got revamps, like Windwalker Monk, for example. Windwalker Monk tomorrow, or on Tuesday/Wednesday for Europe, is going to be completely different. Okay, so I'm not going to read out all of these notes because it's ridiculous, but we'll put a link to the notes if you guys are interested. But it looks like we're going to be getting our skywriting, so all the different mounts are going to be able to be used. Strange visions are calling to the heroes of Azeroth. Players who have reached level 70 and have completed the final chapter of Dragonflight questline will be called to take their next steps in the story leading into the War Within with the first part of the Visions of Azeroth. So some pre-quests that we're going to be able to get done. Dragonflight content is now the default leveling experience from level 10 to 70. Okay. And then a bunch of class changes. So there's a sheesh ton of class changes. Talents that increase melee range have been removed, so melee aren't going to have additional range anymore. All fear, silence, sleep, stun, interrupt visual effects have been updated with new visuals. Additionally, all movement speed slowing effects greater than 50% will display a universal slow. That's actually going to take a little while to get used to, but hopefully not too long. They changed a lot of the leech and avoidance effects. So they nerfed a lot of the leech and avoidance, it looks like, for most of the classes. And then tons of class changes. So you can see here, Death Knights are getting a ton of class changes. This is just the base talent tree. Blood's getting a ton of changes. Frost is getting a ton of changes. Unholy is getting a ton of changes. So you can see just from Death Knights, like the scale of changes that are coming into your talent tree. So although it's kind of like an off season that we're going to be playing, it's still going to be kind of nice to experiment and see, you know, some of the things that are going to be happening with the War Within. Do keep in mind that we're not going to have our hero talents, so no hero talents. So you're not going to be able to play like Frostfire Mage. You're not going to be able to play Spell Slinger. You're not going to be able to play whatever. It's just that unlocks at level 71. So that's like the new expansion thing. But a lot of the stuff that is going into the new expansion is going to be available in the pre-patch. So definitely check out the notes. I'll specifically go over like some of them. Demon Hunters. Demon Hunter changes. Not that many. Not that many. Huge druid changes for the general tree, balance, feral, restoration. Huge changes for evoker, augmentation, devastation, preservation. Hunters have a lot of changes. Sheesh ton. Beast mastery, lots of changes. Marks, lots of changes. Survival, lots of changes. Like I said, I will put a link to this if you guys do want to check it out. Mage. Okay, let's check out Mage because, you know, a lot of you guys watch me for Mage and stuff like that. All the talent trees have been updated. New talents are coming in. So like Buried Effusion, Inspired Intellect, Time Anomaly has been updated. So they basically did all the class talent trees. So it's actually going to feel a lot different than what you guys are used to, what I'm used to. So hopefully the changes that are incoming are good. Like things like Ellie Shaman and Windwalker Monk are going to be absolutely completely different. Like not even the same at all. So that'll be cool. I'm not going to go over all this. Too much to read. But yeah, lots of talents to experiment with in the off season, which I think, honestly, even though the off season isn't really meant for anything, I think if you are looking to come back to WoW, it's probably a good time to dip your toes in it, just to see like how some of the classes work and what looks fun to you and stuff. Monk is getting a ton of changes. The Windwalker Monk is absolutely ridiculous with the amount of change. Like, look at this. This is just Windwalker. We go through Paladins getting lots of changes. Rat, Protection, Priest, Rogue, Outlaw, Sub, Shaman, Elemental. Look at the Elemental Shaman changes. This is actually one that I'm excited to try out because Ele Shaman is kind of like, it's been similar for a while, so I think it's been due for a little bit of a rework, and hopefully the rework is actually really fun. I have no idea, but it's gonna be one that I have my eye on for sure. Enhancement Shamans. Guys. Enhancement Shaman. How do we feel? Are we a little sad for them? Are we a little sad for Enhancement Shaman? Just like a tiny bit? Because they really didn't get that much, in all honesty. Restoration. Got a lot. Warlocks getting a lot. Affliction. Demonology. Destruction. So yeah, just a ton of class changes. Warrior Arms is getting updated. Fury's getting updated. Protection's getting updated. Okay. Let's go into player versus player because this is an interesting one for me. So player versus player, we got new solo queue rated Battleground Blitz. So I think we're gonna get a fake season of Battleground Blitz with rating and stuff. So we might actually get an opportunity. If you guys are into Battleground Blitz, we might actually get like a full-on rated Battleground Blitz. A full-on rated Battleground Blitz here, guys, which is gonna be cool. 8 versus 8. And we'll see how it feels. How's the pacing gonna be? That's probably the biggest update. I missed the queue, I think you guys are saying. Whoops. All right. All arena maps now, players. Okay, so they added the skip for arenas as well. So here's another arena change at the beginning of the game. This is something that was on private servers, I think. So it's like a little lever that you can press and flip a switch, and you can get into if you want. Got a fast queue, nice. Shadow Sights now highlight enemies. This is a huge change too. So Shadow Sight now highlights enemies that are stealth with a red outline that can be seen through walls, which is cool. Strangulate, PvP talent, overrides Asphyxiate. So Death Knights can have Strang and Asphyxiate, but it's a 45-second cooldown now, and it lasts 5 seconds. So this is like, I feel like it's kind of a nerf to Unholy Death Knight, but 5-second Strang on a 45-second cooldown is going to be really strong in some classes or some comps, I think. So, Demon Hunter, cleanse by flame now cleanses 1 magic effect. So, cleanse by flame, if you guys are a Shadow Priest, you're a Boomkin, you're a Fire Mage, and you're annoyed with Demon Hunters just dispelling all your shit, this is now trash. Nobody's really going to pick it, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. I think this is a really good change. Druid, new PvP talent, Tireless Pursuit for 5 seconds after leaving cat form or travel form. You retain up to 40% movement speed. That's really cool. High Winds has been redesigned, increases the range of Cyclone, Typhoon, and Entangling Roots. This is a really good talent. The extra range on CC. Call of the Elder Druid has been removed, and is now a Restoration Druid talent. Feral, Wild Attunement has been removed. This is massive. So Feral Druids aren't just Cyclone the whole game now, which is also a really good change in my opinion. Mending Bandage now heals 18% of maximum health over its duration, was 30, so they nerfed Mending Bandage. Tranquilizing Darts has been removed. New PP talent, Fireheart, Blazing Barrier's damage is increased by 500%, so mages have thorns on their shield if you're fire. Flame Cannon was removed, RIP Fire Mage. Blazing Barrier's effectiveness is no longer reduced in PvP. This has randomly been nerfed. Fire Mage's Barrier has been nerfed since Shadowlands. All of Dragonflight, it took them to fix this. I'm still annoyed by this, to be honest with you, because Fire Mages have been literally forced into playing Glass Cannon and also had a nerfed barrier the entire expansion. That actually really annoys me. Unleashed Inferno is now 30% effective in PvP, was 20%. Okay, so they buffed that. New PvP talent, Absolute Serenity. Celestial Conduit now prevents Incapacitate to Disorient Snare, so they added their new PvP talent, but that won't do anything for a while. Grapple Weapon is now 20 yards instead of 30. I wonder why they nerfed that. Brewmaster, Charred Passion is now 100%. So basically everything that was nerfed about Brewmaster, they rebuffed. Mistweavers get Rodeo. Enveloping Mist got nerfed. Invigorating Mist got nerfed. or normalized, I guess. I don't want to say nerfed, but it got normalized, effectively nerfed. Soothing Mist is 100%, got nerfed, yeah. Ancient Teachings is now 120%, was 150, so that got nerfed too. Do you guys think, you know how everybody loves Fist Weavers? Do you guys think that it's funny that Fist Weavers were literally propped up by this buff? Like, the only reason Fist Weavers are so OP is because they're buffed 150% in PvP. I just think that's hilarious. Like, they literally over buff them so they're good. I think that's really funny. Yeah. You like Fist Weaving? Is brain dead? Perfect. Windwalker, new talent, Rodeo. Every 3 seconds while Clash is off cooldown, your next Clash can be reactivated immediately. Okay, so we got Rodeo. Rising Dragon Sweep, so now when you Whirling Dragon Punch, it micro CCs you in the air. Rising Star's critical strike damage is now, so Rising Sun Kick's gonna hit harder. And then they got rid of Mighty Ox Kick. This is actually a huge bummer. I love these two PvP talents, and I'm very sad that they got rid of them. To be honest. I actually think Mighty Ox Kick was better than a Rising Dragon Sweep, so I actually think we got a downgrade there. New PvP talent, Wrench Evil. Turn Evil's cast time is reduced by 100%. So instant Turn Evil. Judgment of the Pure has been removed. Barrier of Faith is now 50% more effective in PvP. Okay. Mind Games is now a PvP talent. Mind Games duration is increased. Mind Games damage, damage reversal, and healing got increased, so they buffed Mind Games and it's a PvP talent. Vanish, guaranteed stealth duration is now 1.5. Whoa! I didn't know this. That's a huge change. Holy crap. Vanish guaranteed stealth duration is now 1.5 seconds instead of 3. That's huge. Shadowy Duel now applies a screen effect, so it's more noticeable. Skyfury Totem has been redesigned. Oh, this is awesome. I'm going to share this with the community so they can all see what they have to say about it. Shadowy Duel now applies a screen effect, so it is more noticeable. That's good. Skyfury has been redesigned. It now triggers when casting Primordial Wave. That's huge. So that's actually massive. I don't like that's a crazy change. So now instead of having to drop a Skyfury totem that you can kill, you just get Skyfury, or maybe it drops. So maybe it just drops. Maybe it's still a totem you kill. It just drops when you use Primordial Wave. I just hope there's still that outplay of being able to kill it because it does so much damage. New PP talent, Electrocute. When you successfully purge a buff, the enemy suffers nature damage. Electrocute's back, baby. Shamanism, your Bloodlust and Heroism spell now have a 60-second cooldown. But your haste... So, yeah, Elemental Shaman got Electrocute and Shamanism. Those talents already existed. Enhancement Shaman's got Electrocute. There is a world where you play Shamanism. You said Ellie Shamans won't play that. You don't think that Ellie Shaman would ever play Bloodlust for him and his team? I don't believe that. I think that this could be really good. You don't think you would play a 20% Bloodlust for you and your teammate? Nah, I think there is a chance you would use that in some situations. For sure. It's really good. Really good. I mean, against a cleave, you don't need grounding totem. Like, I don't know. That's definitely an insane talent. Call Fellow damage increased by 80%. Fellow Obelisk is removed. I'm sad about that. Master and Commander now reduces the cooldown of Rallying Cry by 90 seconds. It was 60 seconds. Battlefield Commander now increases the radius of Piercing Howl and doesn't root anymore. So it's a bigger radius on the snare, but it doesn't root, which is nice. Death Sentence PvP talent has been removed. Storm of Destruction has been redesigned. Now applies a healing. Now reduces healing on effective targets by 25%. The Storm of Destruction gives AoE Blade Storm. Dual PvP talent duration. Wait, what is it? Regular MS? Is regular MS 25% or is it less? Is this a better MS than regular MS? It's regular. Is it more regular mortal wounds? Okay, so they just put AoE MS up on everyone. That's kind of, it seems worse, but I don't know. Maybe it's good sometimes. It'll be good in RPGs, maybe. It's definitely not useless. It'll be good in RPGs. Enduring Rage can now activate Recklessness without Enrage. Slaughterhouse now stacks if... Oh, so you can still get Slaughterhouse if you... It's really good. This is really good, yeah. The following PP talents have been removed, so they lost Storm of Destruction and Blood Rage for Fury. New Profession stuff's coming out. New user interface stuff. New spell book. You guys will be overwhelmed by that. And yeah, so lots to do. I think the biggest thing is just going to be trying out a lot of these class changes, trying out Battleground Blitz, getting to level up some characters, try out some of the content. Like, I'm actually really looking forward to this pre-patch, and I know it's going to last like a month, but it should be really fun. And it might give me a good idea of what I actually want to play. I'm going to try a lot of Windwalker and Ellie Shaman, and yeah, it's going to be sick. So yeah, looking forward to it. And that's what's coming with the War Within pre-patch. And coming up in just a few short days. Tomorrow for NA, 2 days for Europe. Hell yeah.